Here to go more in depth on Hurricane Debby is Houston Chronicle meteorologist Justin Ballard. Now, Justin, you lived and worked in Florida just before moving here to the city of Houston.
Gainesville, North Florida, so not too far from where Debby made landfall early this morning. That stretch of coastline is fairly sparsely populated, but as we just witnessed there, it doesn't matter really how sparsely populated it is. It's still a Cat 1 hurricane making landfall.
And the incredible thing is this is just miles away from where Category 3 Idalia made landfall just last year.
I don't know the exact number, but I think you were really
about 9
close.
miles.
About 9 miles or so. Less than double digits. Still really close.
So what kind of things do you think they are experiencing? Is there anything about the topography or the land there in that part of Florida that makes the hurricane impacts unique compared to, say, what we would experience here?
Absolutely. So the west coast of Florida, specifically the Panhandle, near the Panhandle, the Big Bend region is what we call it. The Nature Coast is really estuary, a lot of estuaries, marshlands. So, that obviously is a little bit of a natural barrier to storm surge, but you still have some fishing communities like Cedar Key, which was mentioned in Faith's package there just a few moments ago. So those kind of fishing villages along the northwest coast of Florida, or at least the northwest peninsula of Florida, are really what's feeling the effects of Debby right now the most.
Well, when you think about the curvature of the coastline there, it's similar to the opposite side of the Gulf over here in Texas, which means a lot of water can funnel up in there.
Funnels right in.
Yeah. Now talk to us about the rain. It seems like a lot of rain is coming, not just for Florida, but for Georgia and the Carolinas.
This really no two hurricanes are identical, right? Beryl and Debby has similarities, but I think the rainfall with this is going to be significantly more than what we saw with Beryl, unfortunately. For places like coastal Georgia, coastal South Carolina, 20 to 30 inches of rain. I was looking at some records, both Savannah and Charleston, they are 4-day rainfall records, which I'm kind of trying to capture Monday through Thursday's rainfall potential. When I'm looking at 4-day rainfall totals, 15 to 16, 17 inches for both cities. So we're looking at possibly exceeding that if the forecast for Debby does verify. Yeah,
there's some forecasts that say we could double that. And those are, wow, that is incredible. And as we saw the radar imagery there, it once again shows you your location in relation to that eye matters. You look at Tallahassee, barely anything, right? I mean, it's incredible that so-called clean versus the dirty side of the hurricane. You go about 50 miles west of the center, impacts are minimal, but you go 150, 200 miles off to the east and look at all that rain that's coming across the Atlantic seaboard.
I mean, just to give you an idea, I know this city is not on the map, but Lake City, which is just west of Jacksonville, is in that kind of heart of orange and red color there, and the eye wall on the eastern side. They're probably seeing similar conditions to what we had during Beryl just a few weeks ago.
Now, Florida obviously just sticks out there in the Gulf of Mexico. This is now, I believe, the 4th hurricane to make landfall there since the year 2000, which surprised me. I actually thought it'd be higher than that. But of course, we had the devastating Category 5 Hurricane Matthew that came through back in 2018.
And that was a little further in the Panhandle. So that was near Mexico Beach, Panama City Beach. So it was a little further west, but still, I mean, this Michael was another instance where we had extremely quick, rapid intensification, and that, of course, made landfall, I think it was in October of 2018.
Yeah. And good catch. It was Michael. Matthew was the one that went up the East Coast. There's too many M storms around Florida.
They're all bad news, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Justin, for giving us some of the kind of inside scoop that you have from your years living there in Gainesville, Florida. It's heartbreaking to see them getting impacted. Hopefully we don't get any more reports like we did about that teenage boy. But they know how to deal with hurricanes just like we do, and we'll see how long it takes them to get the power back.
Thanks for having me.
All right, thanks so much, Justin. Now,